If you have a local business and you want to run Facebook ads, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about funnels in order to run Facebook ads profitably and also efficiently. So first of all, what even is a funnel? A funnel is pretty much the journey in which a customer goes through from first seeing your business all the way to the close. So the top of the funnel is what I like to call awareness. So this is when the customer first finds out about your business. And as you go down the funnel, we will eventually educate the customer about your business, so they find out who you are, they know what you do, they eventually book a quote, and then you close the job. So now that we know what a funnel is, we can understand what we need to do in order to get them to find out about your business and eventually get them to pick you as their service provider. So now that we know what a funnel is, why do we even have to have a funnel? Let's just say we don't even have a funnel and this funnel is broken here. Everyone that you talk to is in this stage of the funnel because your funnel is broken, right? You're going to experience that you will be talking to a lot of low quality leads who just waste your time. They just want to know the price and eventually they don't even get to this point here. So the first reason why we actually do want to have a funnel is to get rid of low quality leads. We also want to be able to run profitable Facebook ads. And if you're just over here all the time and you're just talking to people who are just aware about your business and they don't want to get a quote or they don't even want a job from you, you're just going to be wasting your time, right? So things aren't going to be efficient. You're not going to be profitable. So now that we understand what a funnel is and why we should have it, the next question is, what funnel should we even build as a local service-based business? So just to name a couple funnels, we have the lead magnet funnel, we have a book a quote funnel, we have a webinar funnel, we've got a lead form funnel, and we also have a VSL funnel. So quickly, essentially what a lead magnet is when you give something for free for them, like a free quote, free checklist, free guide, in order to get their contact information. A book a quote funnel is pretty much where you get them to book a quote. A webinar funnel is where you gather a bunch of people, either online or in person in a workshop, and you give them information, you educate them about your service in order to sell them. A lead form funnel is where you just simply collect their contact information, and a VSL funnel is where you have a video pretty much selling them on your service. So it's a video sales letter. So in this case, if we want to choose a funnel, I would highly suggest that you pick the book a quote funnel and also the lead form funnel. So the first step to our funnel is Facebook ads. So what we're doing is we're going to run Facebook ads and we're going to show them a video about your offer, your business, what you do. So what this video ad is going to look like is you pretty much presenting your offer. So whatever you do, whether it be bathroom renovations, whether it be decking, whether it be roofing services, you want to just present that offer. You can also add some B-roll shots, provide a call to action, and that's where you send them to the lead form funnel. So lead form funnel is pretty much just a landing page where you're going to collect the contacts or the leads information. So that's going to be name, phone number, email, and address. So on this lead form landing page, you can set this up in a way where as soon as they send off their information and give us their name, email, phone number, address, you can automatically redirect them to a whole nother landing page. And this is going to be our book a quote landing page. And on this landing page, the idea is we want them to pick a time in where they're going to book in a quote. What I like to do to book in a quote is I actually like to book in a phone quote. So what a phone quote looks like is they're going to pick a time where you guys are both going to speak on the phone and pretty much set up that on-site quote. But first of all, you can't let everyone go through this process because they're not going to be qualified. So the idea is before they even book in a quote, we want them to answer even more questions, right? A couple things that we can do to qualify these leads even more is to get them to answer a couple questions about the project details that they want done. We're going to ask them for their budget as well, or their ideal budget, and also the timeline, so when they want their project to be finished by. You can qualify them even more by asking more questions like, their main concerns when picking a business to go forth with. In this case, this is more than sufficient. So that is our final step to the funnel. So to recap this whole funnel, what we're doing is we're running Facebook ads to find people who are interested in your service. The people who are interested are going to complete a lead form. Once they complete the lead form, we're going to redirect them to a book a phone quote landing page. And this is where they can qualify themselves by answering a ton of questions and also booking in a time where you guys can both talk on the phone. Now we can get even more intricate in this whole system because there's some people who's going to complete the lead form and give us all this information. However, they're not going to book in a phone quote. So what we can do is just to remind them. So you can set up an autoresponder where you can follow up with the leads and get them to go to this landing page again. So what that's going to look like is just an SMS where you text them because you do have their phone number. You can also email them as well, but you're just going to send them a text saying, hey, this is so-and-so from so-and-so. Just saw that you were interested about our service. You can book in a phone quote at this link here, and then you send them your landing page link. And that general reminder is going to be what it takes for them to just go back onto this landing page, qualify themselves, and also schedule that phone quote. Now on that scheduled phone call as well, what you can also do is use the autoresponder to also send appointment reminders. And what this looks like as well is also another SMS that goes both to you and also the customer, telling them that you have an appointment in 1 day, you have an appointment in 1 hour, and that will increase the amount of show-up rates for that scheduled phone quote. So on the phone quote, you're going to want to set up the on-site quotes. So you already have all the information about, the project details, timeline, and also the budget that they have in mind. So once you set up the on-site quotes, it's just a matter of giving them the quote and to close the job. Now, just a couple of things to keep in mind when you want to optimize this whole funnel. You have to keep on top of a couple metrics. And to keep it simple, once again, we want to look at your cost per lead. So how much it costs to get one lead. You're going to want to look at your cost per booked quote. So how much it will cost to get one phone quote. And then also your closing rate percentage. So out of all the booked quotes, how many jobs do you actually close? So if you guys have any questions about this, put your questions down below. I'll be replying to every single comment. And with that being said, thanks for watching.